Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Libra. If Libra is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so Libra, we have the Aeon card tonight, which I'm always happy to see. Of course, I love the artwork of this card, and the energy is very much about, well, kind of the path of self-development, right? This is when I see this card come up in my own self-readings, right? I know it's a time to take pause, to be in silence, right? Get into that place of contemplation, or at least trying to find some way in there. I know our lives are busy. We are inundated with stimuli, information, datas of all kind, right? Both on our screens and in the real world. Also in those unseen places. It's a lot. But when we have this energy kind of flowing in and reminding us, as above, so below, so within, so without, we got to get on that square, right? Silence ourselves and go inwards and start to think about, I don't know, is it our histories? Is it where we've been? Is it where we are? Is it where we're going? Or is it everything under that beautiful sky? Knew it, right? So anyways, I love this energy. I know that it's going to be one that is, hopefully most welcome by Libra. I know that you all are certainly introspective people in general. And we'll see what these tea leaves kind of say. They often interact with the energy of the opening card. All right, and I want to tell you, I appreciate you and I thank you for deciding to click on this reading. Maybe you've been here before. If that is the case and you're returning, welcome back. And maybe you haven't been here, and maybe you've never even heard of tea leaf reading. Maybe this is the first time you've seen it. And if that's the case, I want to say thank you for taking a chance. It's going to be a good reading. I have a feeling. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we have the number 3 up here, okay? That's the first thing that I'm seeing, the number 3. We also have a fish right here. It looks like a koi, okay? Right here. So we know that that is a sign of prosperity, longevity, of really having a life that is somewhat charmed, right? And what do I mean by charmed? Yeah, it might be that you have at least enough of things. Now, maybe not always, right? That we all go through times where things are a little bit lean. And then other times where we have an abundance. I feel like for you, this is really a place where you are in balance. You are living in a time where maybe you are making enough to pay the bills. Maybe not as much as you want to be making or you hope to be or you're working towards, but enough, okay? And I feel like there is a sense of serenity right now in your life, where maybe before things have been a little bit of turmoil, maybe a little tumultuous. I feel like that's maybe within the family and kind of coming out of that. Well, it can be almost an oppressive energy, right? It kind of just lays over the whole landscape of our life when our family is not getting along. But I do feel like in this cycle that you are entering, this is a time where you're able to kind of just look around and say, look, I've done all of this. The universe has provided for me. and I have not squandered my opportunities or my blessings. And I continue to, right, work towards my star energy, my goals. And, you know, I think that it is this little opening, this little moment of realization where there is a lot of gratitude. I feel like if anybody is good at finding reasons to be thankful and to have gratitude, it is a Libra. You all are like the chillest people until you're pushed too far, right? But definitely not blind to the blessings of the universe, and that is for sure. So we also have, it looks like we have a person here. You can see the head here, you can see the body here, and here are the feet. Now maybe a child behind here, kind of walking towards, hands up. I'm thinking of my daughter. She used to always say, uppa, uppa, uppa. She would go like this with her hands, uppa, uppa, uppa. Pick me up. I want you to hold me. Now we also have, it looks like the moon and the sun. So the sun and the moon. And I love the saying of the sun, the moon, and the star being the child. But I do feel like this is definitely a time of reflection on your relationship with probably your children or child. It doesn't have to be, maybe you have not had children or you don't anticipate ever having children. But somebody who maybe you helped raise or you are helping raise, this maybe is like a niece, a nephew, you know, somebody you take care of, maybe you nanny, or maybe you're a teacher of some kind, a counselor, or something like this. But I do feel like you are such an important person in this. Now, they might be a child now still, but they also could be adults. They could be way grown up. But I feel like you are one of those core role models in their life, if you know that or not, but you are. And I feel like this is maybe one of the greatest roles of your life, if you have realized that or not. But I think through this work that you're doing right now, it leads you to this place where you do start to realize, like, this is what life is about. This is where the real meaning comes from. Your connection to those you have helped. Just like whoever was mentoring you or raising you, those who left impressions on you, teachers, professors, you know, the lady down the block that taught you how to read, or, you know, whatever it was. I do feel like you have put that energy back into your community, back into your family. And this really, it makes, I feel like it makes your life so meaningful. Now, I think it's easy in the busyness of things, and of course our lives are flowing quickly, and we don't always have the time to stop and really consider, but I do feel like in this moment there is this real kind of like, stop and look at this, because this is important. You know, you need to know that this was one of those profound things in your life, and it continues to be. So I feel like the message is really about finding something similar, or finding, you know, something where you can put this kind of energy into, right? So maybe it is something like mentor, or maybe it is like a volunteering, right? Maybe you decide, oh, I'm gonna, you know, work with kids at the Y, or I'm going to, you know, I don't know, like coach something, or start like a reading circle at the local library. Which, by the way, if you have not been to your local library lately, go. They're awesome. There's so many things that have changed within the library systems, but they offer so many programs and so many, and I'm talking about in the US, okay? But yeah, that's something. Let me just plug the local library system wherever you're at. Just go and look. Go and see what they have going on. There's so many different, like, especially if you live near a city or you're in some, you know, some suburbs or whatever, they often have things like tool libraries where you can borrow tools, or they have 3D printers, or, you know, all kinds of interesting things. So definitely go check that out. But yeah, like doing something like, yeah, a reading circle. I've taken my daughter to a lot of stuff at the libraries in my area. We go to all of them. It's actually like a fun treat to drive way out and find a new library we haven't been to. But what I've seen is that there are all kinds of people coming together to teach things, right? We've gone to all kinds of different reading circles in different languages, and Hmong and Korean and like Spanish and what was the other one? I think it was the Cantonese one. But anyways, lots of different things to do. So finding something to put this energy into, because you are so good at connecting with younger people. Now, it doesn't have to be little kids. Maybe this is like teens or young adults, or, you know, whatever. Maybe you're somebody who can teach people how to make resumes, or, you know, how to balance your checkbook, or, you know, these are all things that people need to know how to do, right? I know you can go online and learn, but sometimes it's better to be with somebody who has practical experience, right? So I see you in this next cycle of time being proactive in finding something in your life to get involved in, right? To put your energies into, because I think this really fills you up as a person. You know, I think it really makes your life feel more meaningful, but it also builds your confidence. Absolutely. And with that the sun and the moon, all about balance. All about balance. Okay? Now, we have a large E. So maybe somebody with an E name. We also have a little heart over here. Okay? Right in here. We also have a horse, traveling. We also have mushrooms, fungi. Looks like we have the devil archetype right down in here. We also have the E again. And I'm going to go with, we have the number 99 here. So, and this looks like maybe a ram. So I'm thinking maybe an Aries person. I feel like there is some kind of emerging relationship, friendship, flirtation. Somebody, it doesn't have to be somebody new. This could be like an old friendship that's being rekindled. Maybe you are starting to hang out more and see each other. I feel like this person has a real effect on you. I feel like they're somewhat of like maybe a rebellious person, somebody who doesn't live by, you know, social norms. They might be, you know, I don't know. It could be that they're so like very socially involved, maybe into politics or, you know, human matters or, you know, whatever it is. Or maybe they're just somebody that is like an artist or, you know, a magical practitioner, or they just like to live differently, right? And I feel like you kind of being around somebody that has this energy, I feel like it really, it opens you up a lot. It gives you that safe space to kind of, you know, say the things that maybe you wouldn't say to other people, or, you know, wear the stuff that is a little bit like, you know, a little bit more risky, or, you know, you feel like, okay, well, I have to dress a certain way for work, or, you know, when I'm at home, I just want to be in my pajamas, you know, which, yes, obviously. But maybe there's like a place where, yeah, you can put on that old band t-shirt and, you know, your little mini skirt or your big old, I don't know, Jinko pants or something. I know I'm reaching back into the 90s here. But yeah, finding this kind of, you know, like a companion in your, I was going to say a companion for your midlife crisis, because that's what I feel like I am kind of going through a little bit. It's not a crisis so much as like, I just am going through that really nostalgic phase of my life where I'm like wearing band shirts that I was into like when I was a teenager and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I do. I feel like this is a really, really positive friendship, love affair, flirtation, whatever it is. Okay. Now, I also feel like there's maybe an Aries person. Maybe not. Maybe they just have that goat energy, or ram energy, sheep energy is what that is. But I feel like there is kind of a fondness beyond friendship within this attachment. Now it might not be that, well, maybe you're like married or in a long-term relationship, you're monogamous and you're saying, Lenor, this is ridiculous. I have somebody else. Yeah. Okay. You know, but maybe this is like somebody you work with. You have a little bit of a flirty kind of banter with, or, you know, maybe it's somebody you've never talked to really. Maybe it's like the person at the, you know, at the gas station that, you know, the cashier, and you've said like, you know, 2 words to them at most, but there's kind of just the energy there, you know what I'm saying? But I do feel like this is something that kind of lifts your spirits as well. And I'm no judgment. If this is not your primary relationship, no judgment. Okay. And we have those mushrooms and we have the horse running. And the mushrooms to me really are, it really equates to animism in my mind. Because I am an animist, I would say. And what is that? That's the belief or knowing, right? That all things have consciousness. Okay, some kind of consciousness. Maybe not exactly how we experience it, but yeah, all things. And especially things like mushrooms, plant life, even minerals and this kind of thing. But mushrooms, now I'm not going to go too far into, I'm not even going to go into plant medicine. But if you're interested in hearing somebody talk about it extensively, you know, go find our beloved father, Terrence McKenna, who's all over YouTube, and go listen to him talk about the consciousness of these kinds of plants. Even things like datura, or, you know, different nightshades, deliriums, and other plant medicines and things. So I'm not saying that you're partaking in that, but what it feels like to me is that you are very interconnected. You're very aware that you are not just like, I was just saying this to my daughter last night. You are not apart from nature. You're not going to go visit nature. You are part of nature. You are nature as well. There's no gap. We're not visiting the natural world. We are very much a part of it, right? And it is a part of us. And I feel like you're very aware of this. You're very connected. So I feel like really, and that's the horse here, wherever you're being pulled, wherever is calling out to you, you know, if it's, I need to go see the ocean, I need to go to the desert, You know, I feel like I should, this is my big thing right now, mounds. Okay, I'm in North America, and there were groups of people, they called the mound builders, which now, you know, the histories of things are always very skewed. But the more we're learning about these mounds that are all over the place, they're very dense in places like Ohio, okay? And there's all kinds of energetic, you know, things that are aligned with this, and ley lines, and, you know, all kinds of stuff, right? So I feel like I've been called to go and visit more and more mounds. Now, I've been to plenty, but I want to go see more, okay? And I feel like my heart is being pulled towards them. And so if you are having this kind of experience where you know, I need to get out of my regular environment, or maybe there's somewhere in your environment that you feel like you really should go and see or visit, go. Go. Listen to yourself, because it is telling you something. You need to be there. There's something there for you. There's something calling for you. Okay? So listen up. Now, we're going to go look over here real quick. And it looks like we have the letters R-I. So maybe a name, maybe initials. We also have a cat down here. And this one looks like, it reminds me of maybe like a Siamese or something like that. So very, kind of a very beautiful energy, like an aura of just like gorgeous and mysterious and moving like a cat. So I feel like this is a person, and as I said that, I feel like you know who I'm talking about. And I see a reunion. We have 3 people over here dancing. We have another person running in to join. So I feel like you kind of coming into this place of merriment, feeling like you are being received by those who feel like home, right? So maybe this is like you're going to a family reunion. Maybe this is being with your friends. Maybe this is just also you going through the integration process, right? And feeling like you are becoming more and more whole as a being, that you're integrating these different aspects of self. And there is a reason to celebrate, okay? Because it does. It feels like there's a lot of self-development happening. All right, so we're going to go over here. We're going to do our lucky numbers. Number 47. 3 lucky numbers. 47, 11, 61. 61. Wonderful. All right. And now we're going to do our self-care affirmation cards. We're going to end with these guys. I'm just going to flip through, stop where it feels right. And we have peace of nature. There it is. Super on point. All right. Time in nature rejuvenates me. The quietness of the trees and the wildlife brings peace to my soul. The earth grounds me as the sun energizes me. I carry the stillness of nature within. Yeah, because you are nature. Absolutely. Perfect. My last reading had a card that totally, my Virgo reading had like one that interacted with that reading as well. So we are in sync today. Okay. All right. Libra, I want to tell you I love you because I do. Okay. And I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It's always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. If you want to like the video, subscribe to the channel, or leave a comment, I would love to hear from you. And other than that, yeah, I'm just going to say I love you again. Take care of yourself. We're going to talk in a few days. Good night.